Hey everyone, welcome to Frank and Frank Auto Repair. Today we're going to be comparing the LS400 and the SC400 and deciding which one you should buy in 2022. First, I just want to rattle off the two obvious similarities. The first being the engine, the one you see is shared by both platforms, and the second being the interior. It's identical in either vehicle with one or two changes. Then we'll dive right into the LS400. I think it's obvious this is the more well-known of the two platforms. It is the first Lexus ever made. It's the flagship, the first Lexus, and for that reason I think that it's really maintained its kind of legacy status and popularity in the 30 years since its release. When it comes to the LS400's body style, I think it can be lovingly called a grandpa car. It has this boxy sedan look, and it's rarely modified. I think that's a big contributed reason to why it's kind of kept a low-profile scene. People use it as a daily. They'll bag it. It'll just be maximum luxury, but rarely do we see it used as a drift car or performance car when compared to the SC400. Along with all that luxury is the Lexus Reliability. This was a best-selling car for a reason. 30 years later, and the Lexus is still running on the roads, no complaints. That said, part availability is starting to dwindle. I know salvage yards, it's kind of hard to find an LS400 and an SC400 for that matter lying around, so part availability is dropping. And I really expect that to kind of be a pressure on the vehicle price and rarity in the future. In these last few years, as the used car market has kind of rocketed in value, we've seen the LS400 follow along, and it may have been doing that anyway over the years, but the prices have shot up significantly. I see them for a lot more than they were selling for only 5 years ago. And I think from a resale perspective, that's really only bound to go up, even if the rest of the market drops. And to compare the LS400, we have the SC400. Obviously this is a coupe, the two-door model. It's a lot more rounder on the body style and more of a sporty look. Without the extra two doors in the back, you're getting a little bit more of a fast-paced vehicle, although it would be an overstatement to say that it feels fast. It still does feel heavy. It is a very heavy car. That said, I think we see a lot more people using this for a performance vehicle, and the number of modifications to the body and body kits is significantly higher. I don't see as many slam versions, although that's still popular. And I think it's a lower cost platform to get into. The SC400 actually has a sister vehicle, the SC300, which has been more desirable because of the 2JZ engine, which is highly modifiable, and you can get incredible performance from that engine. That's not to say the one you see is a bad engine, because it definitely is not, and it still performs at an incredible level. As I said at the beginning of the video, the SC400 and the LS400 share a lot of the same internal parts, and the interiors are nearly identical other than the 2 versus 4 door. Considering the LS400 has started to edge ahead in price of the SC400, I think that the SC400 is starting to be the better buy in 2022 and beyond. Also considering it has the same luxury and the same feel, the same quietness as a drive, but also is a slightly bit more modifiable version for the lower entry price. I think we're going to start to see it overtake the LS400 in the next decade, and it won't take much to launch it into the mainstream and for its value to skyrocket in the same way as a Supra. I think that the body style is a little more timeless, a little more sporty than the LS400, and although the LS400 might retain high auction values for that first generation, that being the first Lexus, I think the SC400 will end up being the more valuable of the two. And considering so many have been beat up over time, finding one in mint condition will start to be quite a task, and it'll be expensive and therefore the more valuable vehicle. If budget is not an issue, then I almost would say If you can get both, get both. But otherwise, I think that the SC400 has a little more resale potential in the future as far as making gains, and is the easier platform, the more versatile platform of the two, and has a more timeless body to it, and would be my recommendation to buy in 2022. Thanks for watching along to my video. I hope you enjoy. If you like this type of video, please let me know in the comments below. It's a little bit different than what I've made in the past, but I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. Cheers.